Hi, I'm Candace Gourdain and this is Fitness and Harmony. Today, for our yoga practice, we're going to work on motivating for change and harmonizing the body. So let's start in a seated position. Come down either to a chair or the floor. We're going to work on what brings you to your mat. What is your tapas? So this is a yoga word meaning your desire. So as I'm doing this, pull your shoulders back, pull your shoulders down. Now, stack the body parts. So what we want to do is harmonize the different body parts, kind of like an orchestra, and all the different parts that they play. So with the shoulders back, the spine aligned, the head pulled a little bit back, let's breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So at first, let all of the respiratory bones and muscles move. Now hold the abdominals in. So tapas is your desire, your fire, your heat. This is what we use to get ourselves up and going. So when you have a decision, something that you want in your life, what brings you to that? Something that gets you started. So find that right there, your tapas, your desire, and hold into that. So we'll come back to that. When we go out into the world, there's all those stressors. And what we tend to want to do is control the outer world. And sometimes we internalize that, and by controlling ourselves, we think we are controlling the outer world. And what happens is our muscles clench down and our mind becomes in a constant state of stress. Let's come around now into hands and knees pose. We're going to work on balance and we're going to work on strength. So from hands and knees, let's extend one leg back. Pull the abdominals in. Remember that tapas, that desire. What is it that you want? And we're going to harmonize the movement of the leg with holding the body. So bend the knee, and then what we're going to try to do is move the knee around in a circle. What I'm trying to do is move the knee and the leg, but not the hip. So we're harmonizing, right? The rest of the body is holding steady, kind of like the bass chord, while the melody is playing on top of that bass. Now try going the other way. This takes incredible control and strength in the abdominals. So recent studies have shown that yoga, in particular, the breathing in yoga, but also the postures play a role in stabilizing the mind and helping with, now extend the leg out and in, just out and in, stabilizing the mind, in particular as it relates to PTSD, trauma, depression, and anxiety. And so that works almost as well as all the other therapies combined. So remember that breath. In through the nose. Strengthen your tapas, so your desire. Exhale through the nose. One more time. So we're really getting balance here. Switch to the other leg. First extend it back and hold. So set your intention of holding in the tapas. We bend the knee and then circle it around. Remember, the goal is to move the leg, so the leg is like the melody, and hold like you're holding the chord, holding the beat, I guess, in music. Inhale and exhale. So keeping in mind what brought you here, what brought you to start, so when times get tough. Let's go the other way. And this is tough. This one we're doing right here is tough enough. But today's practice is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So hold on, tight to what you know. What brings you here? What's important to you? Now extend the leg out and pull the knee in without moving your hips. I know I'm leaning a little bit. So we're going to harmonize with stress. So the world out there is chaos. There's ups and downs. And so we can't control that. We can't really change that. We can harmonize with it. So yours truly here, whenever she sees something that has to change, whether it's part of her or it's not, she tries to change it. Let's press back to child's pose for 3 breaths. But again, that gets into our bodies, and whether it's unconscious or conscious, our bodies hold on and create like a wall or something, that a protective barrier. In yoga, we call that our samskara. Let's come up to Sphinx pose. So walk down onto the elbows. And here's where we're rolling the shoulders back. Now notice we're trying to align the spine and the head up over the spine. Now squeeze the lower abdominals in and up and find that strength there. Now, open the collarbones out to the side. Good, then from there, let's come all the way up. So slowly harmonize all of these body parts to come together into downward dog. So they did these studies, and they had the people do yoga, these people with traumas and etc., these disorders of the mind. And they did MRSs. It's like an MRI, but they can also see GABA, G-A-B-A. That's a chemical in the mind. And I want you to try bringing this knee forward and then stepping back. So I just want to try this. And they could see that after a session of yoga and these breathing practices, GABA in the brain increased. Now what GABA does is it inhibits some of those stressful. It inhibits many of your thoughts. It's kind of like a relaxant, I guess. And so the GABA acts directly on the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, you'll remember this, goes directly into the heart, the lungs, and tells you how fast, to turn up the volume and the speed. Now see if you can bring this knee forward down and slide the other leg back. So maybe like a lifted up pigeon. And then we'll try again. So step back, just where we were, downward dog. And then take the other knee forward. You land it down quietly, remember? And what they did is they went inside my body, and they actually put GABA right on that vagus nerve. And so they could immediately slow down somebody's heart and lungs and bring them from a state of anxiety, like a panic attack, all the way in to a calm state just by affecting that vagus nerve. So if we know we have more of that GABA, that GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, that we can be calmer all the time. Let's step forward and come up. So use some tender loving care here as you're moving through your practice. All right, from here, I want you to talk about balance, standing on both feet equally. Now, if you shift, now purposely do this, shift, and see that your body weight, of course your body weight, but your center of gravity shifts all over this one leg, and you almost start shifting your body, so your arms become a good way to help you counterbalance. So remember, our center of gravity is always shifting over the base of support, right? Because gravity is always pushing down. So let's try knee to chest. All the things we've talked about. Bend the supporting knee. Kind of a lot. See how that is. And then try the other side. So your center stays over the base. So before you begin to shift to move, find the center, this imaginary plumb line. Remember, we're bending the supporting knee. Knee to chest. So I want you to try this with me. I'm going to call this walking the tightrope. We're not going to go very far, but I want you to notice how you walk. So remember, pull in and up, shoulders back, chest lifted, head, remember, pulled slightly back, not forward. I don't know if you can see that, but head slightly back. Shift, like we were just about to do this knee to chest pose. So there is a shift. And then walk a tightrope. So put that foot down immediately in front of the other one. Shift. Now keep your eyes just below the horizon, just a little bit lower than you normally would when you're looking. Normally we're either looking straight ahead or we glance down once in a while. So remember, the head has to stay back. So then balance here and then go back. So we're not really looking down at the feet. And I want you to notice, you need to hold on to that pole, tightrope walkers hold on to, do that. But notice the shift. You're noticing you're shifting side to side, but also because we're walking, you're shifting forward and back like that. So it's a lot harder actually than it looks. All right, let's come to the front. Circle up, circle into the heart. Lift one leg, step back, turn that leg and hip open, twist open into warrior two. Good. Remember, the leg, grab on. So the center of gravity, the midline, always stays the same. And again, it's always between the base. Let's hinge into extended angle pose. So the angle is from this top hand to that ankle. So I want you to notice something. If you have a wall, you might want to practice this up against the wall, that I'm trying to get all the points of my back and hip equally against an imaginary plane. Now I'm not there. And when I'm watching, most people are around here. So notice that difference. You're taking the ribs, rolling them open. This lower hip dips under. From there, let's try lifting up into half moon pose. So if you have a block, I forgot to take my blocks out. Hold on to that block or the floor or a chair or a puppy. And half moon. Same thing, roll open and then come down. So again, it's this, where is my center of gravity moving me? Let's flip. We'll just turn. Just turn the other way. Yeah. So come into that warrior two. Pull in, pull up. Remember this desire. What is it that you want? Pull into that. So anything that you meant to do, it's still with you. And whether it's conscious or unconscious, it's still there. And we make excuses why that's no longer important to us. Like, let's say one of my goals was to lose weight, but oh boy, chocolate chip cookies are so good. I've had a lot of stress. I deserve this. So my original desire is still there. I've just convinced myself to look away. So don't look away. All right, lengthen the side, balance, shift. If you want, stay where you are. Or come into that half moon pose. So hand to the block, to the floor, to the chair, or to the puppy. Roll the chest open. Balance. And then come back down. Good. Let's come to the front of the mat again. Bring the hands together. Circle up. Forward fold. Step back into downward dog. Harmonize these different parts. So you don't have to keep up with me. In fact, everything you do here should feel safe. Again, that's the point. The point is to not to put another stress in your life and then somehow try to, gut your way through it. The point is to learn to find what's safe to you, be receptive. So be easy on yourself. Good. So let's come all the way down, around, and we're going to move into boat pose. So you notice a lot of strengthening poses today. The warrior, the half moon, we're integrating that with balance. So we're harmonizing so that we're strong, so we can travel through this difficult time. And it's always a difficult time, but we're deciding that I'm going to take control and I'm going to move, my boat in my direction. So boat, I didn't mean to use boat as a metaphor there, but there it is. And so control, strength. Remember, your tapas is what decides. This is what I'm going to do. And I have them heat there. Remember, I'm digesting. From boat, let's come to reverse plank. I know many of you watch these videos at home and then come into my class. You've got to be kidding. No, you can do this. I know that you can. So reverse plank, lifting up, and then here's my strength. The strength is around the middle of my body. If you feel like this is hard on your arms, then we can work more on things like hands and knees and plank poses. Come back into boat. So harmonize the flow from reverse plank into boat. So all of these conscious, unconscious stresses and worries, they go physically into the body, and the body holds on, and not evenly and not consciously. One more time into that reverse plank. I know you're saying, give us a break here. Now you could always bring your feet up under your knees. There's another version. And then when we do our yoga practice, we accept ourselves. Again, we can't control outside circumstances. All right, so let's come down. I forgot my block. So let's come all the way down and into bridge pose. So if you have a block, I want you today to take that block and slide it under your hips. If not, just come up to bridge pose. So not everybody has the blocks. And what we're doing is we're just encouraging this length, that we've taken the body and we've kind of muscled it into strength, and now we're letting energy redirect. So it's as if, you have the fireplace and the fire has been going like in one direction and one way for a while. Every once in a while you got to stir up the heat, stir up the oxygen flow so that there's more. Because there's bits and pieces in this harmonic orchestra that haven't been touched. Let's come down. Hug the knees in. So we're working on motivation for change. And again, there's a reason, there's a tapas, there's something that you want, there's something maybe either missing or there's too much of something in your life. And all of that, everything that you were thinking, like if you ask yourself your question, what is it I want? What am I missing? What do I want in my life? It's reflected already in your body, because your body has been paying attention. And so your mind is like the last to know. For you to be able to verbalize, this is what I need and want, your body's already been living it. So yoga allows you to unlock and unfold naturally. Stretch one leg up, one leg out. And so as you're doing stretches, some of those feelings come up and they present themselves. You may not even be able to explain what's going on. Go the other leg. Again, the mind being able to verbalize through complicated language is like the highest form of understanding. It may just be enough to breathe, to accept, go light and easy on yourself. Let's come into Shavasana, Shavasana, Shava, body, Zasana, pose. So allow the body sink downward. I want you to become comfortable. So if you have blankets and pillows, I know you do at home, do that. Sit, either lay down, or let's say you're more comfortable sitting up. If you are, I really want you to sit on something. Don't try to just sit on the floor. That's not the most comfortable position for anyone. Let the arms fall and close your eyes. I want you to be comfortable. And I want you to imagine that you have something with you. Something that makes you feel more comfortable, like a teddy bear, flowers. Maybe it's something like lotion, like a magic elixir. And that by having this thing that makes you feel comfortable, this thing that connects you to nourishment, to nurturing. Maybe it's a hug. Maybe it's another person. Maybe it's a symbol or even a concept. But I'd like it to be represented by something, some object. Relax your breathing. Whatever this object is, again, if it's like a blanket or something you can touch, in your mind, touch it. What does it feel like in terms of texture, resistance? But what does it make you feel emotionally? When I hold this object, I feel. Now imagine that the object is something that has a scent. And I'm reminded of something like, a jar of Vicks. You open that up, it has a strong, powerful scent. And I don't know what that reminds you of, or maybe it's a perfume bottle, or cookies. And I want you to imagine you're smelling some powerful scent. When I smell this, I feel. And no matter what that makes you feel, harmonize. So if it's something that's kind of brings you out of the norm, that's okay. Accept that there are different things for you to experience. And you bring your intention to this experience. Now, as you relax your body a little bit further, let the feeling of comfort, relaxation, and calmness breathe you. So I no longer want you to actively pursue breathing. Let the feeling of comfort, relaxation, and calmness breathe you. More and more. Let go of doing or creating or controlling. Let comfort, relaxation, and calmness guide you. You feel light. You feel soft. One more time. Become comfortable. Ease into the space. Any last bits of holding or resistance evaporate. Everything feels easy. Inhale deeply. Exhale easily. You feel connected and harmonized with whatever comes your way. Roll onto your side. Open your eyes. Push up. Come up. Come back to a seated pose. Bring your hands together. Feeling comfortable, relaxed, at ease. Feeling aligned and harmonized with the feelings inside. And all of the things I accept from the outside. Inhale, circle, reach up, fill the lungs. Exhale, with love and kindness, come back consciously into this body. I honor you where you are. Namaste.